Have you ever called somebody in the middle of the night for no particular reason, for other than the fact that you were lonely? Have you ever received a call from a complete stranger for that same exact reason?
Well, I must have been you.
My best friend's name in college was Michelle. And we did everything together. But whenever we weren't together, I made a point of playing a prank here or there. So on her birthday, for example, I would go up to random strangers. I'd say, here's my best friend's phone number. Please call her and leave a singing message. And of course, she would never recognize who it was. Well, one day, a stranger really called her and really left her a message. And when she came home, she was positive it was me. She gives me a call. She has me come over to her dorm room, and she plays back a message. And it was creepy. It went something like this. Hey, Michelle, it's me, Bobby. Give me a call back. And he left a phone number. Given that she thought it was arranged by me, she called it. And Bobby wasn't home, and it was the weirdest answering machine message she'd ever heard. So she called me over, asked if it was me. When I said it wasn't, she said, okay, you have to hear this message. So I called the number, but I get somebody on the other line. So he's like, hey, who is this? I look over at Michelle and I say, Michelle? Michelle's eyes were this big, and he starts saying, I'm a student there in that that dorm, that dorm that you live in. Well, his phone number had an area code of 508. I went to school down the street. It was a 617 number. It was clear he wasn't a student. He was possibly in his mid-40s, definitely from Boston. He was not a student in my dorm. Tried to get from him, why are you calling? And he's like, oh, just a student there. I'd like to, yeah, I just wanted to talk, yeah. So I started to coax him a little bit more, and I explained, Bobby, there's been a rash of people calling, and I don't think it's allowed. I don't think you want to do this. And he went on to explain a little bit more, like, well, I'm a little lonely. Except for that's not the word he used. So I acted as sternly as I could, because at this point it sounded that perhaps he was either a little drunk or a little touched. And I said, Bobby, you could get into serious trouble for making phone calls like this. Are you going to call again? There was a long pause. Well, do you want me to? No, Bobby.